Hey Danielle, can you hear and see me?
I can hear and see you. Can you hear and see me?
Yes, I can. All right, let me. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I am feeling excited and energized and rejuvenated and grateful. That's like where I am right now. All right, so Tiffany, let me actually put this way. Do, 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 do. Yeah, let's go with that. So Tiffany is out. She had a family emergency, and I'll just read exactly what she said. So her update, I have to apologize, but due to an unforeseen family emergency, my grandma just got sent to the ICU. I won't be able to participate in tonight's event. Thank you for your understanding, and again, my sincere apologies. So for anyone who is expecting Tiffany to be hosting or to be here with us, she will not be able to because she has a family emergency. And I hope that everything is well, Tiffany. So hopefully, when you get back, you'll have some good news. Let me see really quick. Okay. All right. So, are you ready to just start the
Yeah,
fireside chat?
I'm ready.
All right. So, first things first, would you like to tell people who you are, what you do?
Yes, my name is Danielle Tucker. I am a registered representative with New York Life. So I work with individuals and businesses on their insurance and investments, specifically life insurance, long term care, disability insurance, helping folks make sure that they're really protected if something goes wrong, but as well as investments. So planning for retirement, making sure we can send the kids to college, paying off the house, things like that.
Yes, yes, yes. And she also does a whole bunch of other stuff like budgeting, financial planning assistance, estate planning assistance. So if y'all need any of that or if you're thinking about it, she is the person to reach out to. I am Shatoyia Jones, founder and CEO of the First Ladies of Party Foundation. It is an organization that helps new and seasoned, so if you've established in the industry, BIPOC, which stands for Black, Indigenous People of Color, entrepreneurs and investors. So, in summary, new and seasoned BIPOC entrepreneurs and investors who want to get into entrepreneurship and investing as a means to break generational poverty. So if you're used to, or if you all you've known is like paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, you don't really know anyone who's been able to escape that and also have a higher quality of life. They actually enjoy their life in addition to being able to move up financially. This is the program for you to get into a business program or an investing program to jumpstart not only your journey, but then being able to teach what you've learned and what you've been able to do to your loved ones in your community. So if you have any questions about business programs, entrepreneurship programs, investing programs, and getting connected to mentors like Danielle, who can help you on your journey as well, I'm the person to reach out to. And First Lives of Party Foundation is the organization to go to. All right. And because Tiffany is not here, I'll give a brief overview of Wall Street Girls, although she could definitely do it better justice. So let me share the screen so y'all can see. All right. Can you see that, Danielle?
Yep.
Okay. So Wall Street Girls empowers the next generation of female leaders in finance. Essentially, it is an organization helping women who want or empowering, supporting women who are interested in careers in finance. So what they do, dun, 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 it's an online knowledge base, so providing a range of free online resources, including Wikipedia pages, downloadable PDF, quizzes, and all kinds of other good stuff. And of course, interactive workshops and panels like this one to help you on your journey to careers in finance in whatever capacity that looks like for them. So, mentorship and networking opportunities, as well as a supportive community. So if you are interested, check them out on Instagram and then possibly register for a workshop or event like this one or join their community. I hope I did you justice, Tiffany. All right. All right. So first question of the evening, and Danielle, you can start. Question number one, what got you interested in financial planning?
I would say that I was always interested in like budgeting. Like even as a kid, I just wanted to have money and like decide what I wanted to do with it. Um, so
Same.
like I've always wanted, to manage money. I went to school for finance. I didn't know what I wanted to do after graduation. I had this kind of dream that I would run some sort of community center and I would helping people kind of get their finances in order. And then New York Life approached me and kind of made that dream come true. So I guess, just growing up like the way that I did, my dad's really big on budgeting and just having everything in order. And my mom is the exact opposite. And I always just wanted to be the person with my money straight. So yeah, just really that.
Nice. All right. So for me, I grew up in an impoverished environment in Louisiana. So what I saw around me was people who were living paycheck to paycheck, and I knew I did not want that. So naturally, paycheck to paycheck equals money. So you got to take an interest in money and finances and how people earn, spend money, how to get money outside of earning a paycheck. Like, are there other ways of earning money, and how do I do it? Is there a way to actually take back my time? Is there a way? So just seeing people who worked long hours or didn't really work or couldn't find work, just impoverished state in general, living paycheck to paycheck. And then secondly, for those people who were working long hours and working extra hard, but not really seeing any progress in financial mobility, financially, or in quality of life. You think you work hard. That's the whole thing. Like, you work hard, you able to get what you want out of this life. And that's only partly true. You can work hard. You can have, especially as a BIPOC minority, you can have, and I've seen this growing up in the South, you can have just as much or even more qualifications or credentials than your colleagues and still not get the promotion, the pay, the recognition, the credit that you deserve. And so for me, I love to ask questions. I am a problem solver at heart. So for me, it was more like, okay, so what can I do? How can I get everything that I can know about finances? What are the paths to financial freedom and which one is best for me? And so I went on that journey to answer those questions. And naturally, I had to take an interest in finances and financial planning. All right. And hello to everyone who joined. Feel free to ask questions. Let us know who you are, why you're here, and where you're coming from. Yeah. So also, I am in the Massachusetts area, and I'm from Louisiana. I am a Louisiana native, born and raised. Danielle, would you like to represent?
I am from Springfield, Massachusetts. I live here. Probably not going anywhere.
Okay. That was so dry. I'm just like,
it is what it is, Sorry, Western Mass. We don't got a lot going on.
All right. Y'all got beautiful nature. I give y'all that, but this weather is ridiculous.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
All right. So question number 2. What actually would you like to read the question, Danielle? Do you see it?
Yes, I do. What are some of the challenges faced by females, minorities, and underprivileged communities at the moment in terms of money management? Ooh, there's a lot. There's a lot. I would say first by females, it's just a lot of responsibilities that are falling on them, especially college educated females that have gone out into the workforce, and that responsibility of taking care of your family that isn't as educated as you and just, making up for those losses because you have the degree, because they expect you to have money. I think that that's one of the biggest things, just as Black women becoming a more educated demographic, being the most educated demographic in this country. And that's why I feel like it's really taking us such a long time to really get out of this cycle. We get somewhere and then it's pulling us back because we're still facing those financial burdens that our family is facing as well. But I would really just say the lack of education around it. Like, affecting all communities, not just women. We're not really educating ourselves on financial literacy. Everybody's getting assigned a credit score as soon as they get out of high school, and you don't even know about it until it comes up and you need it.
Yeah.
So we're really just lacking in terms of the financial literacy before we even get to the money management. You have the money and, it's not even a point of whether or not I can manage it. I have all these bills to pay just to stay afloat, to survive.
Exactly. No, exactly. I 100% agree. Like, again, coming from an impoverished environment, the mindset is survival. And when you're in survival mode, you don't have a lot of time, energy, and space to really think about management. You're managing the ability to survive. There's no time and space to really think about, oh, I could probably do this better, or maybe I could seek out more nutritious food options and find a way to budget that in. Like, that's not something you can think about when you're just trying to make sure your lights and your utilities stay on. So I think, one, not having the time and space, or not having the desire to have the time and space, because at that point, when you're trying to survive, a lot of times you just want to escape and be entertained. Hence, television programming, his social media, and all this good stuff. So a lot of it too is our own accountability. However, the system, the way it's set up for survival, when you have to survive, there's more things that comes with that as well. So I would say, yes, I 100% agree that mindset of survival and that education piece is also crucial. It is crucial and critical. I also think experience, because you can have the education and you can have but what you've experienced, if you experience a luxury being like a name brand because it makes you feel good and feel validated amongst your peers, that's what you consider a higher quality of life. But if you know what it feels like to have thousands of dollars in savings and not to have to, that peace of mind, and how truly valuable that is, then it's easier to want to continue that that habit. It's easier to want to continue learning and growing. And I say that because I remember when I started my first business at 8, I could have been applying for a normal job, but it felt good to be in control of how I was earning money, who I was selling to, how I managed my money, what I spent my money on. And yes, I wasn't paying bills at the time, so that's different, but then we can get into that, my college years later on. But just having that freedom, that taste of freedom, and being in control of my money and how I made it, and what I was able to sell, just that was enough for me to take an interest in being my own boss and figuring out how the heck can I continue to do this for my lifetime. Like, how can I, even if I needed a job, how can I transition from that to being my own boss? And similarly with financial planning, with money, with anything really. But in regards to this topic, I think getting that taste of this is what's possible, and it gives you that motivation and urge to want more. And then some people, they're satisfied with the illusion of wealth, with the illusion of looking wealthy, because they prefer the validation, and it's like an addiction. Sometimes they prefer like being like, oh yeah, you look good, you always have the fanciest stuff, or you have a fancy car or a big house. They prefer that over actually having thousands in savings or being able to go on vacations. They would rather sit in a house that they are struggling to pay for, but have people ogling and envying what they have. So it's also taking accountability. So I'm not just blaming the system now, taking accountability for how we think as human beings, and being willing to put in the work to prioritize actually being wealthy, or actually having a good financial habits versus the illusion of it. So that's what I would say.
I agree.
That's it.
I mean, to do what you want me to follow up that? Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think that, we live in a society that doesn't value financial security. Like, just
Yeah.
point blank period. We don't value financial security, like real financial security, and being able to say, like, if I lost my job today, I can still pay my bills for the next 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And, just knowing what that looks like you said, everybody has to have the newest iPhone, the newest clothes, the newest everything. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, what does that mean? You can't get insurance on those things. You know what I mean? Like, it's not worth anything of value to you. Like, if it's gone, it's gone. So, just really knowing what an asset is and really
Yeah.
understanding that. I think that that's a big thing, is knowing what an asset is and what's a liability, because I think our generation just is very confused on those definitions. Like we gotta have the latest cars, I gotta have this, I gotta have that, and it's like that's only going to cost you money in the long run, whereas opposed to putting money away for yourself and really paying yourself first. Nobody's going to see that. Nobody knows what's in my savings account. Nobody knows what's in my retirement accounts, but I know I'm going to be comfortable when I come to use that money. You know what I mean? That's all that I'm worried about. I don't care what it, like, I don't have a brand name on. Like, that doesn't, what is that doing for me? Like, to show who? To show people that don't have those same things is really what it is. It's like you're not really impressing the people that have the assets that actually are going to secure them. Like, you're not impressing people that actually have money. You're impressing people that also don't have money. So you know, it's not benefiting anyone. We really need to just change our mindsets around.
I'll complete that sentence. Around what's more important. So when you spoke about this generation, I think this generation is obsessed, and I think social media has enhanced this. They're obsessed with the highlights of life, and only addressing the highlights, because again, not only do you get that validation, but you feel good about yourself. So the way we aim to feel good and feel important is just like, it's different for every generation, but it's the same concept. So maybe one generation was having a whole bunch of degrees. In this generation, we understand that having a whole bunch of degrees isn't necessarily a higher quality of life. So what do they value? They value, for instance, like Instagram influencing or internet businesses. However, it's still the same concept of how do you go from now, okay, I have this platform, but I'm not making any money, or I don't care to make a lot of money. Just like I have these degrees, but I'm not making a lot of money, but I still feel important because I'm not making I have these degrees, and that's what my generation, what society that we live in values. And so I'm still important. Again, going back to what you said, Danielle, at a certain level, you realize you got to change your mindset from I need to impress other people and I need other people to be impressed with me to I need to be impressed with myself. Do I actually enjoy my life? Do I actually enjoy my circumstances? And if not, forget those other people, because guess what? They're not paying your bills. They're not gonna pay your bills should you need those bills paid. And so frankly, they really, in the grand scheme of things, don't matter. Their perspectives don't matter. Now, it may hurt to not have a cheerleader in every corner, to have a like or as many likes as you normally would have. And a lot of times when you're doing well, the people who are going to like it and actually see the behind the scenes too, not just the highlights, you're not going to get as many likes. It's not as entertaining. It's not as fascinating, of course. But guess what? You have a higher quality of life and you are moving up the financial ladder. And similar to you, Danielle, I don't think I don't need to prove to everyone I have money. When you actually get to a certain level, you realize that's not in your best interest. So
absolutely, I don't need nobody knowing what I got. Absolutely. I would say, like, yes. I always say our parents' generation, like my parents are in their mid to late 50s, like they spent their money on appliances and electronics. Like y'all needed to fill your house with the newest VCR, DVD player, flat screen TV. And 5-10 years later, those are worth literally nothing. And they're still paying bills on them. Like, you would be surprised the amount of people that still have credit card bills 10-15 years ago on appliances that are literally in the garbage. They do not own them anymore. And it's like, like you said, it's a generational thing. We all value different things. Our parents were entertainers. They brought people into their homes and entertained. Like, I need to have the newest TV, VCR, or whatever to show my guests. I don't want nobody in my house now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not our thing. I'm going to step out in an outfit. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely it's a shift on just like the way that we're choosing to entertain ourselves. But
exactly. But
it's not in your best interests. Yeah.
The concept and principles, that's the crazy part. We think we're so different generationally. It's the way we do it that's different, but it's still the concept and principle of I want to feel important and I want to feel valued, and these material things will get me there. Forget whether or not I'm actually wealthy. I just need people to think I am and to be impressed with me, versus I'm impressed and I need to impress myself. And I know
Absolutely.
people think it's just cliche or it's just corny, but nah. I'm telling you, when you experience it, you got to get the taste. Just get a little taste of it. Just try it. Believe me, just try it. And it's liberating in more ways than just financially. It's like, oh, so when I was poor, and I wanted this validation in this way, that felt fulfilling. But then you get this and you realize you were actually very empty and filling that void with those feelings. But once that's gone, now you're trying to find other ways to escape social media, drugs, alcohol, intercourse, all these different things that you're trying to find to fill this void. And really, if you just put all that energy, all that time into building your assets, into putting your head in the books, taking a step back from everything, and then growing, you'll realize that when you're watching other people and they're okay with their highlights, you just don't have the craving, the urge for it. It's just not there. It's like, it's literally your mindset has gone to a whole nother level. And so has your desires. So,
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
all right. Question number 3. What advice do you have for young women who want to increase their financial literacy?
Seek it out and ask questions. I would say you need to look for it because it's not going to come to find you at
Definitely
all.
not.
It's not coming for you. Like you're not just going to stumble upon it one day as an adult. Like you need to look for it and you need to do your research. I would really say ask questions.
Yeah.
You're going to learn best off of other people's personal experience. So like nobody wants to talk to their parents, their aunts, uncles, whatever about their finances, but you really need to because they're going to be the ones that are going to help you navigate, especially like your local environment. I'm finding out that it's such a different, like even just like in Boston, like my office is in Waltham, like that's a completely different environment than navigating Western Mass. Like me
Yes.
walking into a bank and having a conversation with someone, it's going to be completely different. So
Yes.
really just learning from your family members' experiences and like wherever you're at. And talking to your coworkers, like talk to your coworkers. What benefits did you elect into when you first got here? What do you have going on? And finding out what the situation is with the people that are working in the industry within where you're at, because that is also going to change your circumstances drastically. Are you working on a commission-based income? Are you getting paychecks
Yeah.
every month? Are you getting paid hourly? Like, how are people that have been doing what you do manage their money? And are they doing it well?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
it.
you can't listen to you can't take everybody's advice, but you do need to listen and,
Yes.
sort through those things for yourself. And like I
Yes.
said, there's so much online nowadays that you can really, fact check and cross-reference things. But a lot of that is going to be based off of like actual experiences that people that have had and the companies that you're going to be dealing with. But definitely do your research.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I want to emphasize that last part you said. The people take that advice from the people who are doing it well. So you can learn from people's mistakes too, but a lot of people who often make mistakes and haven't fixed them try to give you advice on how to fix it. So be very careful about what you're absorbing. So you can definitely hear their stories, learn from their mistakes, but also think about the people who have done well or who are in your, not only financially, but also higher quality of life. So I'm all about not just having the money, because you can have the money. There are people who have millions, billions of dollars and are completely unhappy with their life, and that money means absolutely nothing to them. So I would recommend too, figuring out who do I admire, whose circumstance would I like to be in, where they have the financial mobility, that the financial circumstance I would like to be in, as well as the quality of life. So their ability to actually enjoy life on their own terms. Who has these two things and what did they do? So, for example, Beyonce is someone I absolutely love as a businesswoman. Now, obviously, I'm advocating for entrepreneurship. That's just my personal belief in regards to financial literacy, because you can learn everything you need to learn as you're building and growing a business and then creating assets from it. So I personally would recommend business people. One amazing one is Beyonce Knowles Carter. And just seeing, so she went from an artist, so she started as an artist, and that's what people knew her for. But in the back end, she was making deals, negotiating deals. She was her brand. She is a brand. And you can tell because her brand as a woman who empowers other women. She's done Revlon. She's done lots of different acting. She's done lots of women empowering commercials, even with Black is King, like that deal with Disney, and being Nala, so the empowering woman in the film of Lion King. So her brand is so consistent, but she's doing it in these different avenues, which of course equals different streams of income, but she gets to do what she loves as well. So I would say, of course, figuring out who has your dream circumstance and looking at that, but also figuring out who you are as a person. I think the entire journey starts with you figuring out who you are and what you want, outside of who people have told you that you are and who people have tried to tell you you should want. So I know for me, I grew up in an environment where I was supposed to want fancy cars, fancy shoes, and the illusion of wealth versus actually being wealthy. I don't want that. So I have to accept that that's not what I want. So these are not the people I need to be associating with. I need to be talking to. I'm not saying you got to be like, boom, get out of my life, don't come back. But what I'm saying is that you can't model, you can't accept advice based on those things if that's what you want, because they don't have it. So figuring out, like Danielle pointed out earlier, where are these communities? Where can I go? Professional networks. I know during COVID, that was my focus. Like, where's my tribe? Where can I find my tribe? So professional networks in your community. There are professional associations all over the world. So figure out like young professionals of whatever your city is, chambers of commerce, co-working spaces right now, online community and networks like First Ladies of Party Foundation, like Wall Street Girls. And yeah, so just Google professional networks, Black professionals for minorities, Latino professionals, Asian, they're all out there. So network with people, talk to people, share your story, share your passion, know what you want so you can tell people what you're looking for. And that way it can come to you and you can attract it. But if you don't know what you want, how can you expect other people to know or to even help you get there? So yeah, it all starts with you at the end of the day.
It does.
All right. Question number 4, Danielle.
What are your thoughts on mentorship? I love mentorship. I love my mentors. I would say, good mentors come far and few between. I think that you have to like really connect with that individual for them to truly be a mentor. Like, I've definitely got like, probably a dozen or so mentors in the business that, I meet with every now and again, and they give me advice, and it's solid advice. Like, they just want to see me grow and they're invested in my development. But I don't connect with them on like a personal level. Like, I'm not going to sit down and cry with them like I cry with like my mentors. Like, this is what I've been going through. Like, I need your help. And I think that, there's nothing wrong with having a bunch of those different people in your corner. You want to have as many people in your corner as you can.
Yes.
But, knowing how to best utilize individuals like set specific skills. Like, I have a mentor that like I know she's gonna talk me through whatever it is that I'm thinking about and like really help me like lay it out and rationalize the decision. Like, she's gonna open my mind's eye or whatever. Like, she's gonna help me see the full picture. And then I have another mentor that's gonna give me his opinion. Like, he's just gonna give me the rundown whether I like it or not. Like, this is what he feels about it. And like, that's what I need. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go to them for varying different situations. But I think it's important to just have a lot of those people in your corner and stay in touch with them, because if someone has made it clear that they're invested in your growth, don't take that for granted, because it really does come far and few between. And you need those people. Like, lean on them, like really lean on them. If somebody says that they will, help you out with something like that, lean on them, because it's important, because not everybody has that. And not everybody will be receptive to you leaning on them in a situation, especially if it's like business or something like that, because most people just don't get it. So, it's really important to have those people in your circle.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. I think it's like Danielle said, I feel like any journey to success begins with your tribe, your community. So if you can find that great set of mentors who are perfect for you in regards to your personality, how you work, time commitment, budget, of course, then you should never take that for granted, because it's very, very, take it from me, very, very difficult to come by, where people are truly invested in your success, and not looking to learn more about you to either compete with you or sabotage what you're doing, or even steal your idea. So if you have someone, is definitely. Do you hear that?
I think it might be me. Let me mute.
Oh no,
There's
no,
people like,
oh no, you're good. I just want to make sure I wasn't going crazy. You don't have to mute.
oh no, okay.
Okay, no, you're good. I was just like, okay, you're good. So yeah, having people in your corner is the benefit of mentorship. Especially if you haven't had that. I don't know, for me growing up, if you don't have a model figure to model a path to where you want to go, it's hard. It's like you go through decades trying to find trial and error. So another benefit of mentorship is getting to your goals so much faster, so much quicker. It's like the ultimate shortcut. Of course, you're not taking literal shortcuts, meaning they're going to show you like how to get to where you want to be without going through the full process. But you have someone who's experienced in the nuances, because a lot of programs don't show you the individual nuances that you or your business or your project you're going to have to go through to have success, long-term success in it. So a mentor is going to help you navigate those nuances that you may not know, especially in regards to business, for instance, so that you can get there faster. So a lot of people without a mentor, it's not saying success is possible, but let's say for BIPOC and minority in business, for instance, can be very low. Like the startup is high, but the actual rate of retention and long-term longevity can be low for many different reasons. And one of them can be not having their community, tribe, or mentor, because they're trial and error. And that's what we kind of have to do when you don't have a mentor. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just giving you, that's a con to not having a mentor. So the benefits is having someone who can show you, here's the mistakes, here's the nuances, here's some things you're going to face. Let's prepare you for this so that you're set up to reach your goal faster than I was able to do. So as a mentor, that's what I do for those I mentor. I teach them, I give them the game. I teach them the rundown, especially for BIPOC and minority. I let them know straight, like, here's what you are possibly going to face. Are you prepared for this? Here's what this requires for you to be successful. Are you motivated and committed to give it? And I think the best mentors are going to give it to you straight. I personally don't like sugarcoating. I don't like babying you. I think people say mentorship is hand holding. I will hold your hand as long as you are investing in yourself and you're helping yourself. But when you stop, that's it. And at a certain point, I'm not holding your hand throughout. Now it's up to you to go forth and take what you've learned and do what you know you need to do, because that's not how life works. Sometimes you got your community, sometimes you gotta use your own wisdom. So yeah, I think a good mentor will set you up for life too.
Yeah.
Success in life. All right, question 5. What are some initiatives you have been working on lately?
Lately, doing a lot of volunteering with SCORE. They provide free business mentorship to small businesses, entrepreneurs. Definitely look up score.org if you are an entrepreneur and you're looking for mentorship or considering entrepreneurship. I love that organization. I think it's great. I think that it's really instrumental in helping our small businesses stay alive, especially during the pandemic. I feel like we've been doing a lot as far as helping small businesses get online and really just learn how to do business in a new environment, which we've all had to, come into in our own ways, and some a lot slower than others. But I'm grateful that I know that there's help out there for people who want to make that change. Initiatives, not really anything on like the financial literacy front as far as, I don't know, taking up much of my time. Doing the Q&A every Thursday with the First Ladies of Poverty Foundation. So if you have questions about your finances, please join us. I'm happy to help. But that's all I've really got going on.
All right. So yes, I would agree with that sentiment on SCORE. I actually was supposed to join SCORE in my college years, but I was doing so much, I didn't actually go through with the process of becoming a mentor because that's what Lynn was trying to get me to do. And I told you the responsibilities of a mentor, I didn't have that time. I could not commit to that.
Yeah.
So,
We
so
know who it's for.
yeah. He
We know
thought he
who it's
was
for.
slick. But no, I obviously saw the value in it, and now I'm back.
She has come
6
back.
years later. What did you say?
That she has come back.
I have
They
come
always
back.
come back. They always come back.
Always.
Circle back.
Yes. Yes, I just wanted to make sure I can actually give the time and attention to it. And I think this is the perfect time to do that. With the FOP, now that that's exactly in alignment with what we're offering and the resources that we would like to offer. So I agree. Score.org is a great resource for anyone who's interested in business or investing, since I would be mentoring, giving workshops on that too. Initiatives. So First Ladies of Party Foundation has been my baby for some time. And so just getting together different business programs, hosting different workshops and events, partnering with BIPOC and minority individuals who have business programs or investing programs they would like to share with new or seasoned entrepreneurs and investors, getting those together under one roof for people to access if they like. Obviously, like mentoring anyone who's interested in business and entrepreneurship and breaking generational poverty, breaking that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, and attaining a higher quality of life. Working on the tour. So that's in May, and I'm excited for that. Y'all can go to the website to learn more. Partnerships, our book club, so our bookstore. We're working on a workbook for our Generational Wealth Bootcamp. So the Generational Wealth Bootcamp is a program that would allow you to learn how to build an online purpose-driven business to 30 to 60K. Add an additional savings, create a savings, add an additional income stream by investing your savings, and then what's the final step? Creating an estate plan to protect your assets, and then after the protecting of the assets, and then creating a blueprint to maintain it and teach your loved ones in your community. So that's what we're working on now for like a workbook and a blueprint for that. We're also looking to publish poverty research, so I'm excited about that. And yeah, so I obviously got a lot going on, but it's good. It's all under the First Ladies of Party Foundation, so I'm very proud, if you can't tell, of the work that we're doing together, and workshops like this, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
They definitely bring a lot of value. And I'm just glad that we have the platform to share this information with people.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. Okay. So that was, I think, the last question. So do you have any final thoughts on women in finance or minorities or underprivileged communities and finance?
I think we just need to have more conversations about it. I think that we don't talk about our finances enough, and whether that be I don't want so and so to know my business or whatever the case may be. But that's really not helping anybody, just because there's information that each individual person has about their own experience that can be shared to help somebody else with theirs. As far as finance as a career, I think that more women should, get into it, look into it. You don't need a degree to do what I do. They literally will teach you when you walk in the door. You just have to be willing to put the work in. And women are doing really well in this field because we're more willing to have these conversations with our communities, and we really want to see the change in our communities. So, if you get the opportunity to hear about it, or if you want an opportunity to hear about it, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to share my experience and, help anybody who's interested in coming along.
Yes. And I second that motion. Feel free to visit firstladiesofpovertyfoundation.org if you are a woman. So part of our name is First Ladies of Poverty because we do want to empower women to be leaders in their communities, in their families in regards to business, money, community development, investing, generational. So it is a great organization for you to actually begin a career in business, finance, investing, building generational wealth, community development. So if you're actually looking to earn some extra money, we have positions open. We do have training. You don't need a degree in order to walk through the doors. You just have to be willing to learn. You have to be mentorable, meaning coachable, teachable, and be willing to put in the work. And I'm not saying you're going to be, like grinding it out, because you'll have a mentor. That's the beauty of it. You'll have a guideline, but you have to be willing to put in the work. It's not just going to fall into your lap. All right. Well, this was lovely. And do you have any contact you'd like to share?
Feel free to look me up on Facebook, LinkedIn, Danielle Tucker. I'm always happy to connect. All of my contact info is on my LinkedIn page. It's public, phone number, email. So feel free to reach out to me if you're looking for me.
All right. All right. So, yeah, I'm not going to put that. I'm just going to put this. So you can also, I just put the contact there. So you can contact Danielle on Facebook and LinkedIn. And you can contact me at www.firstladiesofpartyfoundation.org. And you can speak to myself or one of our representatives to get connected to a program, a mentor, or even just to get pointed in the right direction to the right resource for what you're looking for, like First Ladies of Party Foundation, SCORE, People, myself, Danielle, or Wall Street Girls, and other organizations. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening.
You as well. I'm going to go and eat and get in bed.
Yes, I do have dinner, and I'm also going to eat, and probably I need to go to Walgreens, and I definitely need to rest. But I still have a little bit of something to do before I leave for Florida, though. So,
Are you leaving tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Well,
Thank
enjoy
you.
your
I'm still thinking about your mom. I'm just like,
She got back Friday night and a mess, a whole mess she is. I do not know, but she enjoyed herself, so that's all that matters.
How long did she go for?
She was there for a little over a week. I was like a week and 2 days.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Nice. All right. So if you want, you can, I don't know. I think you said you're about to go eat though, but if you want to continue talking, just let me know. But I'm going to go ahead and end the live. And I hope you have a great evening. It was wonderful speaking to you on this, as always.
As always. Yes. You have a great night. Have a great trip. Enjoy yourself.
Thank
And I'll
you.
see you when you come back.
All right. See you then. Bye.
Bye.